Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye pathmakers of old, Namaste. O ye rulers of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Om Shri Babaji Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Namaha. Om Shri Yukteswarji Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansevanandaji Namaha. Om Shri Shaliji Namaha. Om Shri Swami Kriyanandaji Namaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names, in all of thy forms, and in thy formless reality, Yanamaha, bless us, bless our Sangha, bless our gathering, bless our meditative time together. May we be lifted, may we be healed, may we be abundantly blessed, that we might become an ever greater blessing to all sentient life. Om Shanti, Shantis, Shanti, Om Shantis, Shantis, Shanti, Om Shantis, Shantis, Shanti. Hari Om. Namaste. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. To our first Sunday of the month, the healing meditation. Take a deep breath and make yourself comfortable. We'll have a story, a short teaching, a meditation, a healing meditation. And then, as we always do, we will close with prayer, meditative prayer, bringing together our spiritual energies to be a greater blessing unto all sentient beings. Once upon a yogi time, in the ever-present now, there were two neighbors, two fellows who lived next to each other, and they had become very, very good friends. They lived next to each other for years and years and years. They shared seeds for their garden, they shared tools, they shared laughter, they shared stories, they watched the sunrise together, they watched the sunset together, they raised their families. But one morning, on one of those days, and you've had them, I've had them, where you wake up and it just doesn't feel right. Something's not right. And they went out for their morning, watching the sunrise, and they spoke harsh words to each other. Very harsh words to each other. Now, who knows what they said? Who knows what it was about? Arun, the neighbor to the left, believed that Dave, the neighbor to the right, had betrayed him, that he had done something that was going to hurt him. And Dave thought that Arun had hurt him. Neither of them really understood what had happened, but they were both terribly, terribly offended. And they did not apologize. Decades of being friends, they did not apologize. They built a fence. I don't know who started it. I don't know if it was Arun. I don't know if it was Dave. Doesn't much matter. They started to build a fence. It wasn't the highest of fences, just high enough that they couldn't see each other. just high enough that they couldn't see each other. Something strange started to happen then after that. The fence grew. They didn't add any more wood to it, but it grew. It got bigger. Don't know how. It got taller. It got thicker. Nobody added wood to it. But every time somebody came to Arun's house and said, "Oh, what happened to the fence? Why do you have a fence? I remember it used to be so beautiful here." "You do not know what he did to me." Every time everybody came to Dave's house, Dave said, "You don't know what I've lived through, living next door to him. You have no idea how bad it's been, really bad." He wasn't smiling. But every time somebody asked, the fence grew. Every imagined insult, the fence grew. It grew taller and taller and taller. Soon, neither of them remembered that they had ever been friends. But something strange happened. Something really, really odd happened. The flowers stopped growing. The vegetables stopped growing. The trees stopped blossoming. The grass dried out. And both of them looked out on their yards, and they could not nourish them enough. There was nothing growing. The ground had become dry and cracked and could not produce anything. And so here they sat on their back porches, rocking back and forth with a fence between them, looking out on dry, cracked land, almost dead plants, spending every day, which they used to spend in laughter and joy and fun, spending every day remembering what the other did. They thought they were protecting themselves. This is what they thought. They thought, "I'm keeping myself safe from him." And the bitterness, the one thing that grew was the bitterness in their heart. Oh, that grew really strong. Very, very, very strong. They blamed the weather on the bad crops, the lack of crops. They did not understand that it was their hearts. One morning, an old yogi comes by. Of course, there's always an old yogi coming by in a Once Upon a Time story. And he stopped. "Boy, you have really become expert gardeners," he says to them. Expert gardeners. And they look at him, their gardens look pretty bad. "What do you mean?" "Well, your fence has really gotten tall. Your fence has gotten thick. Your fence has gotten really big. You have become expert gardeners at growing the division between the two of you, the fence between the two of you. You've spent a lot of moments, a lot of days, a lot of sunrises, a lot of sunsets watering that fence. Good job. That's what you're trying to grow. Good job." Arun sat there that night, and for the first time ever, he noticed that he had watered his resentment. He sat there. He noticed that every conversation repeated the old story. Every memory polished the old wound, if you will. Every prayer that he offered asked that God prove that he was right. He was the right one. He was right. And Dave was sitting next door, and he discovered the same thing. he discovered that his whole life had become centered around separation from Arun. A few days later, Arun removed one board from the fence. The day after that, Dave removed a board. Neither one of them trusted the other at this point. Really, they didn't. They didn't trust. They didn't feel ready to let go. This is important. But they were tired. Very, very tired. Very tired, for it takes a lot of work to build that fence. It takes a lot of work to water that resentment. It takes a lot of concentration, a lot of effort to keep that hatred going, to keep that anger going, to keep that division going. Over the course of a few weeks, maybe a few months, who knows, maybe even a year it took. Only they know. One board at a time came down. Until they could see each other. They didn't really look at each other, but they could see each other. They walked slowly, one board after another, until there was only a small division between the two of them. And Arun looked through, and Dave was already looking back. No speeches, no apologies, no explanation. No, I was right, you were wrong. Tears. Just tears. Arun said, I've missed my friend. Dave responded, so have I. The fence disappeared before the summer was over. Fence was all gone before the summer was over. But something happened with the fence being gone. The trees started to blossom. The birds came back. The flowers grew. The vegetables grew. The children ran through the yards playing. Visitors admired the beauty of the garden. People would say, what changed? How did the weather change here? The two old friends would just smile, and one of them would say, we stopped watering the fence. They didn't understand the visitors, but they smiled, thinking the two old men had kind of lost it a little bit. But then the old yogi walked by one day, and he said, a miracle has occurred, a miracle. It is not forgiveness that changed your neighbor. The miracle is that forgiveness gave life permission to flow again, gave happiness permission to flow again, gave the fruits of life permission to flow again. And so what are we here for? It's the first Sunday of the month, the Sunday that we focus on allowing life to flow freely through our lives. So we began this day at sunrise. The moon was in Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. The sign of the zodiac that expresses the feeling state of I feel, I intuit. And by the time that we go to sleep tonight, by sunset this evening, the moon will have moved into the sign of Aries, the I am principle. And so we're at this doorway, if you will. We're right here between the I intuit, I feel, and the I am. The I am is the birth. It's the new birth. It's the birth of your life. It's the birth of the expression of life. But it's also the ego self that says, I, me, my, mine. And so today we're going to ask the question, what fences in your life have you been watering? This is a big one. What story have you repeated, or what stories have you repeated so much that they've become a part of your identity? You don't even think anymore about whether the story is true or how it began, but you've told it over and over and over again so that it's solidified within your being. Now the most important. Who would you become? What would your life be like if you no longer had to be right? And now the last question that we ask is, can I forgive? Not because the past was acceptable, all right? Not because it was acceptable, but because my heart was never meant to become a prison. Your heart was never meant to become a prison. Forgiveness does not mean saying that what happened was good. It does not mean that what was happened was good. It does not mean that you approve of it. It does not mean it just simply means I'm not going to let it imprison me anymore. It was the karma of the past. I wish to be free. Forgiveness is choosing that the wound that has hurt you, the people that have hurt you, the words that have hurt you, the experiences that will hurt you, is no longer going to become the author of your life. Now, sometimes you can say, that's not easy, that's not easy, that's not easy. I was talking to a friend not long ago, and we were talking about forgiveness, and I said something about that, it was important to be able to forgive X, Y, and Z. And he listened and he said, I wanted to throw up when you said that. I said, oh, okay. He said, it was really disgusting when you said that. Oh, okay. Then he started crying. And he said, but I listened. I heard what you said. And I realized that the bitterness that was within me, I was feeding it. I was feeding it with my prayers. I was feeding it with my thoughts. I was feeding it with my desires. We need, as we pray, as we meditate, as we live our lives, to let go of our attachment to our preferences. You might not have liked the way something happened in your life. A lot of us have had experiences. We've all had experiences we don't like. We wish they hadn't happened, but they have. Forgiving is just being able to say, yes, this happened, acknowledging it, but not hanging on to it, not resenting it, not building that fence of division between us and the other person. And so we're going to meditate for a little bit. And in that meditation, we will prepare the soil. We will prepare the soil of releasing, so that you have a chance to release today, so that you have a chance to release what it is that you feel is not serving you anymore. You know, Aries, I said the moon moves into Aries tonight. Aries is the energy of beginning. Now you can say, well, Aries is conflict. Aries is conflict. Aries. No. Yes, it is. But Aries is also the courage. Aries is the courage to begin anew. It is the courage to take a new step without dragging the past with us. To be able to say, I'm going to choose to live differently today. I'm going to choose to let go of all of those perceived hurts that I have. And to not drag yesterday along with me. Forgiveness prepares the soil. And Aries plants the seed. Healing becomes action and compassion becomes courage. And acceptance becomes your new life. In Kriya Yoga, we have a phrase, intensity times duration equals force. It's not a phrase, it's a formula that was left to us by Sri Shaliji. The intensity of a thought form times the duration in which you think that thought form equals the force of that thought upon your life. Intensity of the consciousness that you're holding times the amount of time that you're holding that becomes the effect on your life. Anger, resentment about a specific thing, or maybe a compilation of things. Maybe you just didn't like the way the person looked at you. Times the number of times that you have held that thought when you're thinking about that event or that person equals the force it has in your life. I've said it 3 times. It must be important. As we move into the meditation now and move into that which you choose today to let go of. It's one thing. This is the practice of Kriya Yoga. It's not the practice of sumo wrestling. It's one thing. You're going to choose to let go of the one thing, the one resentment, the one hurt that has been carrying you, that you've been feeding again and again and again and again and again. What is the thought? I know someone said to me recently, again and again and again, they've said it. My family doesn't like me. My family doesn't like me. My family doesn't like me. And I finally said, you've been telling that story for a long time to me. Do you like them? Did you ever think about that? Do you like them? Let go, even letting go of that one thought that they don't like me. The phrase that Pranananda used, which I always found extremely helpful, was this, is that if you have conflict with someone and you say, they don't like me, they did this to me, you're blinding yourself to your own reaction to them. But what he would say is, your karma is not harmonious with their karma at this time. It's not harmonious at this time. You walk with people for a specific amount of time, my beloved, and then the time gate ends. Let the time gate for resentment and anger on that particular incident, let it end today. Let it end now. Choose to let it end so that you can walk forward with greater freedom, with greater happiness, with greater joy. And so we will now meditate and move into a forgiveness ritual. And then again, as I said in the beginning, the most important part of our gathering is that we will offer together meditative prayer for all sentient beings, that the karma of the earth be softened. Namaste Ji. Sit with your spine erect as you are able, and sit with your hands in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb together, touching, and the other 3 fingers out in front of you. Place them on your thighs as you are able. Closing the eyes, focus your attention at the sun center. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center and begin to watch the breath. With the next inhalation of the breath, draw the energy from the limbs to the trunk. And now from the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. Move that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. Expand that light and sweep around you to the left 3 times, encasing your entire being in golden light. And now expand that light and ascend to the high place. Above the room you're in, above the building, above the continent, ascend above the earth plane as high as you are able. Attaining the high place of meditation. Sit in your meditative posture comfortably, focusing at the sun center. Now in your mind's eye, see the fence of stone that you have built between yourself and another. Feel the one resentment, hurt that you wish to let go of today. Maybe you're not comfortable letting go of it, but you're willing to try. All that matters is to take the step. In your mind's eye, you see in front of you a brilliant waterfall flowing into a river. The river is running in front of you. The waterfall is clear. Pick up the stone from the fence you have built. It doesn't matter how large, how small, pick up a stone. Hold it with your two hands. Draw it to your heart center. Feel the anger, the hurt, the resentment flowing from your heart into the stone. The stone becomes heavier. Feel the waterfall of light pouring into the river. Carry your stone to the river, holding that stone close to your heart. Speak to this stone. Offering all that you're giving away. Speak to the person if you wish. Knowing that that which is in the stone belongs not in your heart any longer, but it belongs in the river of life, in the healing waters of life. The stone will carry it into the river and heal and wash away. Speak whatever words need to be spoken. See yourself standing by the river, holding the stone in your hands. Softly, gently, with loving compassion towards yourself, place this boulder in the river. Gently place it in the running water. Feel and see the healing waters of life pouring over that stone, over that boulder. Transforming all of that energy into light, into healing. Sitting by the river, feel the light pouring upon you. As the water washes over the stone and through the stone, around the stone, over the boulder, through the boulder, around the boulder. Watch it become lighter and lighter, clearer. The muddiness of the water dissipates. The silt that was there dissolves away. The boulder that divided you from the other, no longer in the wall. In your mind's eye, as you sit by the river of life, as you know this boulder belongs to the river, bring the image of the person, the event, the situation that you just gave away. Bring it to your mind's eye. I forgive you for everything you have done, in thought, in word, in deed, to hurt me, to offend me. returning this boulder to the river of life. May the hurt be healed. May the karma be dissolved. This does not mean that what happened is acceptable. It does not mean that I will allow this treatment again in my life. It means I have forgiven you. It means I accept your humanness. It means my heart unfolds to the beauty of life. And I accept the goodness and the blessings of life. May the hurt be healed. May the karma be dissolved. Gazing at the person in your mind's eye. For anything I have done to hurt you, to offend you, in thought, in word, in deed, I am deeply and truly sorry. May the hurt be healed. May the karma be dissolved. Returning your gaze to the river, to the light coming forth from the waterfall, cleansing that river, healing that river. See the boulders of that fence gently rolling into the river. The one that you have removed has eased and loosened the others. They roll with the breath of life until there is no more fence of boulders, but only the earth upon which we live. The river cleansing and healing. Refocus your attention at the sun center. Return to your high place of meditation, blessing the river, blessing the waterfall of life. Focus your attention at the sun center. O ye powers that be, we call upon thee to join with us. As we send forth our meditative prayers, we ask this and this alone, that the karma of all beings upon the earth, around the earth, within the earth, be softened. Thou knowest far better than we that which the needs. Thou knowest better than we that the needs are. Thou knowest better than we that which is for the highest good. It is for this and this alone that we ask you to join with us in prayer. Focus your attention at the sun center, and as we chant the Om Shanti mantra, feel the golden light of Anandic bliss pouring down from your sun center, you and your Ishtadevata, you and the powers that be. Feel that golden light pouring down upon the earth, through the earth, within the earth, blessing all sentient life, radiating that forth to all beings, that all karma be lifted, be softened, be eased. The karma of Mother Earth itself be softened, be eased. Gently focusing the attention at the sun center, let us begin. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Harihit Om. As we entered this day, the moon was in Pisces. As we go to sleep this evening to the other side, the moon will enter Aries, asking us to begin anew. We have left the stones by the river. May we not pick them up again. May we walk gently into this new month with lighter hearts, with clearer minds, and with renewed courage, my beloved. It takes courage to forgive. It takes courage to let go. May forgiveness become compassion. May compassion become strength. May strength become Kriya, wise, loving action. And may each of us, you and I, become a quiet, ever greater blessing into all of those lives, all of those beings who enter our aura. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for your meditative energies, for your spiritual energies here. Your blessings are a true blessing. Namaste ji. Namaskar.